Hello all, this is Ken Parrish with Harrison Landscape and Design. Here I am at the Hilton Garden Inn at Cypress Station. I'm going to be shooting a video identifying and numbering all of the dead or distressed plants that either need to be removed or trimmed back for the purpose of submitting a bid to take care of this. And we're going to start right here in the front. This particular tree that you see is not really a tree. It's or maybe it is a tree, but it looks a lot like red crimson. And unfortunately, as you can see, this tree is dead. Let's look right here in the center. You see how it's cracked down the middle? This is easily a 35, 40 gallon tree that we will need to remove down to the root. We could always try to cut these stalks off right here and see if it starts to try to sprout. We can try that, but no guarantee that it will return. And ultimately, this will be a part of the bid itself, but to inform you that if we do trim back, the labor, the cost to dispose of the debris will not mitigate or lessen the fact that we'll have to charge you a similar fee to remove it at the root if we come back later to try and replace. So let's walk around here. Here you have your typical green shrub. These are Yupons or Japanese boxwoods. Japanese boxwoods vary with the leaf size. They need to be trimmed back, obviously, but they're fine. As you'll notice, they don't bloom, but they didn't die during the freeze either. I love this particular shrub. I forget what it is. It's very colorful. It's an option to replace these as well. But replace these, any of the ones that are dead, with this type, then you don't have, then you get nice, decent color to go against your building, as well as you can replace them. You could also fill in these gaps here, but that's probably not going to be an option right now. Let's start right here with your first oleander. This is a 7, really it's probably more like a 12 gallon oleander if you can look at the height, but the stalk of it there, we'll call it 7 gallon. That's one. All of the oleanders are dead. I've been to a number of places, just letting you know these are dead. Trimming them back's not going to save them. That's one. This one here is definitely a 12 gallon, but I'm gonna count all of them as 7 in the bid, because you don't have to replace these as 12 gallon. You can replace them as 7 or 3s, even that. The 3s, I would say your 3 gallon plant is going to look like this one here. Look at the size differential between this stalk and that stalk. This one would be more like a 5 gallon, but that's definitely 3 right there. And comparing it to this, you can see the difference in the thickness and you know, think about the root structure that's below the ground. But anyway, if you were to replace this tree with that tree, eventually it'll grow back. But in the bid, I'll use 7 gallon, and then I'll put a separate column for 3 gallons. But anyway, so here's 1, 2, 3, 4. You're looking at the green stalks here. That's not oleander. Those are palm stalks. Those are fan palm stalks. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, now this particular plant, I think, is a grown ligustrum, and it's dead. And that's definitely, that's either 1 12 gallon or 2 3 gallons. I'm not really sure what type of plant that is because I can't see its color at all, but it's definitely dead. I don't remember what I ended up with here, but we'll start over. So we'll go with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. These are all easily 12 gallon plants. we'll convert them to 7. So I think it was 25 plus 13. Okay, we're going to pause for a second. This particular west-facing perimeter, I believe it's, yes it is, west-facing wall. It does have some stress on it. What I would suggest that you do is you cut it straight across like this. Just straight across to the fence line right there. Maybe leave it above the barbed wire to go all the way down. These plants look to be alive. There's a couple of them that look sort of distressed, but I don't think they're dead. I think it's just got a couple of limbs, like this one right here. You see how it just kind of falls apart? But right here on the same thing, just cut that limb out and you'll be fine. But all the way down, we're going to walk all the way down here. Everything appears to be alive. So you don't need to remove any of these wall plants. Okay, hold on. Sorry about that. This is called Japanese Photina. I had to look that up. Obviously these are beautiful. They're going to continue to look like this during the summer too. Okay, hold on. Now this particular plant here, I'm pretty sure, without seeing the green, is a crimson bottle brush. It's on the order of a red crimson, which can grow to this height, but they're typically used as perimeter bushes. I've looked at, it does have these berries here, you can see, but look, they just fall off. They're completely dry. They're not, just with the touch, they just come off. So all the red crimson that I've found in the city are dead. This is a massive tree. This is a 48-gallon red crimson right here, or crimson bottle brush. It's in the same family. So I believe this one to be dead. You can see its height. It's probably 12 to 15 feet in height. I don't think trimming it back is the way to go. I think you remove it down to the root, but then again, those are decisions that need to be made. I'm going to cross back over here to the west wall. These are called candleberry trees. You can see this one here is dead. That's just one 12-gallon. I think you could literally remove it, but I'm going to include that in the bid. We can remove that down to the root system there and replace it with another candleberry. You do have a couple of them that are dead. Here's another one right here that's 2 candleberry. Sorry, here's some more. See, you can tell because these are coming back and they're on this one here, but this doesn't have it. Actually, it does. Look here. So we don't remove them. This is coming back. Let's check out these here. This one right here is a part of the same root system, so we just cut back the dead dead ones. We come around the corner here, we have some more Japanese Photina that are really beautiful and full. I think we trimmed those back again down to maybe the fence line here where the barbed wire is. Just trim them back. And look, if we go all the way down this fence line, we see a couple of them that are you know, distressed but not dead. Let's go back here to the back. You got a whole line of candleberry back here. Again, I think we trimmed them down, but I don't think we removed them. So this is good news for you guys. You don't have an entire line of oleander like so many of the hotels that I've dealt with have. Again, some more of your candleberry, I think all you do is we just trim them down. I think you would cut them down to maybe 5 feet high. They're so pretty though. They'll fill in once the spring gets here in full bloom. So hold on, get to the other side. Here is a what I call a baby oak. See if it has any blooms on it at all. You know it does. I think this guy's going to come back, so we leave him alone for now. See, there's another one that's identical, and it's already got a few blooms on it. Let's walk around here to the east side, and as we're walking, you can see the south wall. Again, you got to just trim along the fence line, just like that. Make it look nice, I mean, while we're here. And as we get to this east corner, there's another crimson bottle brush that looks dead. And that's easily a 60-gallon. I think it's huge. It's got a significant, be like cutting down a tree and then grinding the tree. Your Photina's fine. Believe it or not, you guys are really lucky. Your Japanese Photina's done really well. Again, all this candleberry, just trim it back. Is really all that you really need to do. So I'm going to walk up to the front, press pause. Here you have your basic ligustrum boxwood. All of it beautifully bright green. Notice how well they have survived. You have some more candleberry that needs to be trimmed back and pruned and cleaned up. Do all of this at once is what we should do. These candleberries look dead right here. There's just one of them. Not a lot. See, just comes right off. But not the ones on the right of it. Those seem like just that one. I don't understand why that happens. It happens all over the place. Let's walk back around here. Now we get to a really dispersed part. These particular plants in the front here are called Indian hawthorn. I actually see some green inside of your Indian hawthorn right here. And if that's true and it's still alive, that would be a first. I think what we do in this particular case, we've been suggesting to every client that you remove all your Indian hawthorn down to the root and plant something else, because literally they're dead all over the place. But in your case, I think maybe what we do is we bund them back, down to maybe a foot, like a little cap over the top of them. This crimson bottle brush, I believe to be dead. Anyway, so there's another huge, this is a tree. This is 45 to 50 gallon, 45 to 50 gallon, two of those. There's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So a total of 3 plus 7 total. Walk around here. These look like hibiscus to me. Types of hibiscus plant. This looks like a type of sunshine ligustrum. All of this is dead. What you choose to replace it with could be any variety of plants that we can suggest. Your ivy that goes along this little fence line seems to look like it's done well. This particular plant out here. All of these are probably could be replaced with 7-gallon ones. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more 7-gallon ones. Here's your 8th bottle brush, and then you have one there. That's 9 and 10 and 11. Not including the ones I counted on the back end. This particular tree here, I'm really not sure what this is, honestly. Need to look that up. Is it dead? The only real way to find out would be to cut it here, cut these limbs off, where you basically make it completely naked, and see if it starts to sprout. If it doesn't sprout within 60 days, then you know it's gone. You could take the same tactic with all these other trees, these other crimson bottle brush trees here, and see if they come back. But again, if we go through the process of trimming all this back, disposing of the debris, making it look nice, of course, and then in the end you realize all of these trees are dead, you're going to have to pay another fee to get us back out here, or any crew back out here, to remove them at the root system. Why at the root? Because if you don't remove the root systems in these plants are extensive. You can see it in the video how the ground right here kind of lifts up there. There's roots all there. So in order to replant it with something similar, or even a replacement 3 or 4 gallon plant, you either got to go in there with a grinder and cut it all out. But then once you have the grinder there, you have to put soil, you have to put bone meal in order to cultivate it, to ensure that it grows back. So imagine if you were to replace it with a similar size plant. You need a hole fairly extensive. You're going to need stakes in the ground, etc. Something to think about. I'm going to include a bid that calls for the removal and the replacement. There's going to be a cleanup bid separate that will just cause us to literally physically remove them down to the root, and then a third bid to just trim it all. And then we can kind of compartmentalize. Okay, thanks a lot for the time. You'll get this afternoon. Thank you. Bye.